Vivian,
I think Vivian's still working on. Oh,
it's live now. Ramadan Kareem, it's like 5 days before Ramadan.
I think in our case, it's going to be on Tuesday. So 2 days from now.
2 days from now. Okay, let me see what is New York. 2 days from now, 4 days from now here. So maybe we'll start on the 13th. Are you starting 13 or 14?
12 probably. At 13. That's going to be on Tuesday, I think.
Tuesday. So Tuesday, that will be, we're gonna start. Oh, we're supposed to be starting at the same time. Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Tuesday is 13, yeah. We're starting at the same time.
All right.
So Tuesday in yours is Monday, ours is Tuesday. You're gonna start 12.
Yes.
Mashallah. It's 2 days from now.
Yes, 2 days from now.
Somebody asked me, can we eat halo-halo? I said, do it now. in 24 hours, we may not be able to do your halo-halo. Unless you want to up at night and eat halo-halo.
All right, I think we're
It's actually summer here, so halo-halo is very popular summertime.
Yes. Also, I started to buy.
Also, we're live now, so I think we're just gonna start the video.
Oh no.
Viv, so you've been in Sindaw for about 5+ years, right? How would you describe your experience thus far?
Yeah, so I started joining when I was in college, Malika, and I actually joined because we were lacking a little bit in the, I guess, more traditional element of Asian culture. And then from there, from performing for the college, I wanted to continue to connect with the community but in a different way. And I thought dance was a really great way to connect. So that has been my journey thus far. I love, going to different communities, being able to talk to different people and also different performers as well. And you joined most recently, right, Jerome?
Yes, I joined back in 2019. First performance I had with Ginding Sindaw was for Queensboro Dance Festival. And I continued on into doing my first large production with them, which is Bananadem, right actually a year ago when all this uh, nonsense happened upon the world. And since joining KS, I've learned so much about, Mindanao, about, what it's like to be a Filipino Muslim, and also just the struggles of indigenous people and culture. It's one thing to learn about culture through like trying to imitate the dances from watching videos for like hours and hours on end to get ready for your barrio fiesta. Um, but it's another thing to actually learn it from the people, where these dances originate, to actually learn from tradition bearers and understand the context of the movements, and even going beyond the dances, but really understanding, what is our role as a diaspora to, amplify indigenous voices. So with that, I would like to,
Right.
let's see. Actually, it's really cool how we've basically put ourselves into the virtual realm without much of a obstacle to keep our organization going strong. And I don't see anything stopping us now. What do you think,
Yeah,
Joy?
like even with the pandemic, we still have our weekend dance classes, and also our bi-weekly web series, Rinayung, hello, and also the occasional partnership with other community organizations like Apicha, Community Health Center, or NACON.
Yes, so folks at home or wherever you may be, what are you waiting for? We want you to click that like button, turn on your notifications with the bell on Facebook, and join us as we keep these traditions alive and well. With that, we'd like to welcome you to our 20th, oh my gosh, 20th Rinayung episode of our web series. And tonight's topic, we're going to be looking at, Ramadan preparation within the Bangsamoro community. So next slide, please. So what is Rinayung? For those who are joining us for the very first time, or if you'd like a refresher, which is totally fine, Rinayung is the magical boat of Bantugan in the Maranao Epic Darangan. It travels distance, it can fly, go into the depth of the ocean, and it can carry a multitude of things such as people, plants, and animals and magical creatures. And Rinayung itself is a symbol of diaspora. So what does this mean for us? As members of the diaspora, it's up to us to uplift indigenous people's voices, to amplify the issues that they're currently dealing with, and see what is our position in helping them in empowerment and supporting their communities. Next slide, please.
Right. So thank you for that short introduction, Jerome. So just as a heads up to everyone who is in the Zoom or even watching us live on Kinding Sindaw's Facebook page, this event is going to be recorded. So if you're uncomfortable speaking or just showing your camera if you're in the Zoom event, feel free to stop your camera. And then later on, if we do have any like Q&A portion, if you have any questions or comments that you would like for us to speak on your behalf, there's me, Patty, Jerome, and also Potri who will be able to communicate that message to you. And then likewise, the whole series is trying to bring light to different communities and different topics. And sometimes those topics might not be comforting for some people to talk about, and it might uncomforting areas. So if there is anything like that that comes up in the meeting, feel free to let any of the host or co-host know. We'll be able to address it. And if, while the event, anything happens, likewise, just feel free to let us know. We're here to just make sure that we are communicating a message well without bringing any discomfort to anyone. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving us those guidelines, Vivian. And let me give you a rundown of the menu tonight, folks. So my name is Jerome Valoria. I'm one of your lovely co-hosts here in the Rinayung web series, along with Vivian Chow, Patty Kilroy, and Potoy Rangkamanis. So what is Ginding Sindaw's mission statement? As we've mentioned before, it's to assert, preserve, reclaim, and recreate the traditions of dance, music, martial arts, storytelling, and orature of the indigenous peoples of Mindanao, southern Philippines. In the next slide, I'll also talk about, the support that our funders have given us since our inception and what they've continued to do so we continue our work. We also have land acknowledgements from the indigenous community, and then we're going to go right into meeting our speaker of the night, attorney Maisara Dandamun-Latiph. We'll also have some open Q&A, and then we're going to close things up with some updates and announcements. Next slide, please. All right, so a big thank you, daghang salamat to all our supporters and our funders. Without your support, we literally would not be doing what we're doing right now. So first and foremost, we have the Loida Nicholas Lewis and Reginald F. Lewis Foundation. They are some of our biggest funders in Ginding Sindaw. They've given us so much support as well, and without them, again, I don't know where we would be. We also have to thank La Mama Experimental Theater Club, located in the East Village, Lower East Side area, right by NYU. We've been resident artists there for many years, and all because the great Ellen Stewart saw something in Poetry's work, and she wanted to showcase that through the theater and really bring life to our art in another way, to bring us another stage upon which we can perform and show the world these are issues that need to be explored and fleshed out, and how we show the people through our art form. So thank you so much to La Mama. Also would like to give a shout out to Lotus Music and Dance, another one of our longtime supporters since our inception back in the early 90s. They've helped us grow our roots in the community, as well as introducing us to many key figures, some of which who have been guest speakers in previous Rinayung web series episodes. We would also like to thank the New York City Council, the Howard Gilman Foundation, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, NYFA, or the New York Foundation of the Arts, Dance NYC, and Kidney Care of the Treasure Coast. Thank you so much to all of you who have given us support since we've started, and we hope to continue our great work through your support, and most importantly, to the viewers at home who are watching us tonight. Next slide, please.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that, Jerome. So the next portion is just to acknowledge the land that we are currently on in the United States, and also to acknowledge the land that we came from Mindanao. So first, I will just share a video from one of our past speakers, Teresa Bearfox, who also bi-weekly has been here helping us with land acknowledgement. She isn't here today, but we're recording of her, so give me 1 second to share my screen for that. And let me know if for some reason the audio doesn't come through, but I did click the little button to share.
Yama. Uncle Segozo, it's good to be here with all of you. Gangyokokta Yumgyats. Gangyokokta is my Mohawk name. It means I'm at the back of a crowd of people or at the end of a long line of people. And I'd like to share a song with you all. It's in honor of the women. The Mohawk language, I'm saying that women have good minds, women have good medicine, and women have a lot of strength. And Deodalit Salani is like the generations of the teachings that have been carried on from one generation to the next. So I hope you like. Hayo, 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 way we hanayo, way ahead, way ahead, way ahead, we hanayo, way ahead, way ahead, way ahead. Deo de letelane, ne ya kyungwe, ne ya kyungwe, yung kwani kung sa'yo. Ne ya kyungwe, yung kwanong kwatselyo. Ne ya kyungwe, Yahweh. Yahweh, yung kwasatstante layo, niyak yung kwe, niyak yung kwe. Hayo, 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 weya. We hanayo, we ahe, we ahe, we hanayo, we ahe. Way ahead, Deo de Kyungwe, Neya Kyungwe.
And then I forgot to mention before that Teresa Bearfox is acknowledging the Mohawk Nation. Next, we do have one more land acknowledgement. This is for back at home from Mindanao, and I think we'll be sharing a video of that as well.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm not sure why this is not working. I'm going to try something different. One moment, please.
Imanku Sindaw kalayu kalanam Ho nule kamilugan Ho makan witnawam Kok mau gawe mong lapang Mengko tunga imong kenam Lalang ketendanan namku Mo niwi tebbe abanmu
Wow. Ayo.
Oh. Kado dane. Kodun da virangan di kodun da virangan di nafi.
Langsung, ayo.
Kodun ka virangan di kodun da virangan di nafi. Arangan dek noon bagay dunilang nem yulogi lamang uman ne.
Iya, koyo terlalu itu.
Arangan ne yulogi nem tampakan ne. Arangan dek noon samle kelebay wek noon semau. Apena wek noon gunung sakai welomi dekat lamiralan.
All right, thank you so much for these land acknowledgements. And now we are going to move right into meeting our honored speaker of the night. This is Member of Parliament Attorney Maisara si Dandamun-Latiph, and she is a former commissioner at the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, or the BTC, and she's also a former Senator State Solicitor at the Office of the Solicitor General. She dreamt of becoming a lawyer since she was a young child. However, growing up in a Muslim community in Metro Manila awoke in her a desire to help young children in her community through quality education. Thus, in 2003, she and her Muslim women friends founded the IQRA Kiddie Learning Center Incorporated, a non-stock and non-profit educational institution in Quiapo, Manila. Realizing she needed more qualification and education to serve better, she applied for and was awarded a prestigious Chevening Scholarship from the British Embassy. In 2007, she was granted a degree with honors and masters in educational leadership and school improvement at the University of Manchester in England, United Kingdom. In 2011, she was detailed as member of the Oversight Reform Team of the Department of Education in the Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, or ARMM. In 2012, she and feminist colleagues founded the Khadija Center for Muslim Women's Studies, dedicated to Muslim women issues and challenges. In 2013, she attended the 10th World Young Leaders Conference in China as a world young leader who wanted to contribute meaningful changes in the planet and its people. In 2014, she and her sister founded Safia Learning Center, Incorporated, a community preschool in Quezon City. She's currently a candidate in her PhD for Educational Administration and Development at the University of the Philippines, Diliman. She cares about peace, women, and children as her main advocacy. She's also married to a fellow lawyer and human rights advocate, Attorney Latiph. They have two wonderful children. So without further ado, folks, I would like to present to you Member of Parliament, Attorney Maisara Dandamun-Latiph.
Thank you very much, Jerome. Of course, all praises are due to Allah, and may the peace and blessings of our God be upon you all and our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. To all our viewers and listeners here, I understand some are from the Philippines, US, and Canada. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good day, good morning in the Philippines, and good evening to you there in the United States and Canada as well, probably. I'm not sure about the time zone in Canada. But thank you very much, Ma'am Potri Rangka Manis, Mr. Jerome Viloria, of course, Miss Patty Kilroy, and Vivian Chow, who earlier we had a rehearsal for this, and also all members and officers of Kindang Sindaw and our audience for spending your evening with us. And for another round, I think this is the 20th, I think, and that's really remarkable. Cultural exchange and understanding towards greater cohesion, harmony amongst different nations and people with the goal of contributing to a more compassionate, just, and humane society and humanity. So, without further ado, Ramadan, the topic that was given to me, I was thinking, would it be more spiritual? Because this is actually the time for all of us Muslims to spiritually renew ourselves and immerse ourselves in deeper reflection about who we are and our current state of mindset as a Muslim, and also as our contribution to humanity as well. So, inner reflection towards a greater role in the outside world, outside of ourselves. So, it is indeed the most blessed and holiest month of all for all of us Muslims around the world. And it's also shared by non Muslims as well. And it's where we could find the night of decree. The night of decree is better than 1,000 months, according to the Holy Quran, where the angels and the Spirit descend therein by permission of God under the Suratul Qadar. It is also the most awaited event by all Muslims around the world, because this is where we can reflect and also ask for forgiveness and repentance and course correct. By course correct, I mean we can improve upon our past mistakes and learn from its lessons so that we can be better human after the Ramadan. Allah Azza wa Jal said in the Holy Quran, in chapter 2, verse 185, that the month of Ramadan is that in which is revealed in the Quran a guidance, meaning it's a guide for the people, and it provides clear proofs of guidance and criterion. So whoever sights the moon, which is going to be moon sighting will start tomorrow. Let him fast it, and until the end of the verse, the Quran said. The Darul Ifta, BARMM declared that probably it's going to be tonight, no? But that's the official announcement. But tomorrow, if there will be a moon sighting tonight for our ulama, then Ramadan will start tomorrow. However, if not, then it will start on Tuesday. An activity that officially starts the first day of Ramadan. In line with our preparation as a Bangsamoro, how do we really prepare for Ramadan? Mostly, the Bangsamoro people are composed of different tribes. Now we have 13 ethno-linguistic groups. So I belong to the Maranao ethno-linguistic group, the Bangsa Maranao. So one of the majority also in the Bangsamoro. We regularly conduct our activities like we have beautification program around our area. We usually clean our area. We have different programs from the youth themselves, from the women. So we gather our group together. We clean our outside of our residence. We beautify it. We mostly do street lightings, installation of Maranao flags, bamboo designs, hanging colorful small flags like sariringan. We call that sariringan, the colorful small flags. So as you can see, this is underneath our house. So we install this up in the street lights so that it will usher a more vibrant festive mood for all of us, that indeed Ramadan is going to be a celebration. No? It's a gathering also siblings all together, all our family members, because it's actually about faith and renewal. And also we have to have a in a best spiritual state at this time. Not only that, we have to be very physically fit also because of the rigors of Ramadan, 30 days of fasting from sunset to sundown to sun in the morning, like sunrise to sunset is really rigorous. Sometimes it takes us 14 hours, no, without food, without water, without anything. So you really need to be in the very highest or very good physical state, not to mention religious state. There are also some siblings who are at this time who go 2 to 3 days before the holy month. They're spending their time. Some of our siblings, some of our family members, they also fast before 2 to 3 days before the holy month because it's also one of the sunnah of the prophet, meaning it's a desirable behavior to do this because it also conditions your body and your mind that indeed Ramadan is upon us. Each family, of course, will eat together. We cook outside our home as well, also with our family members and our relatives. We have some special foods for at least for welcoming our guests during this month. And these are our palapa. This is one of the indispensable Maranao food in the Bangsamoro because palapa, especially for the Bangsa Maranao, is one of the best delicacy where we cannot go without it. Every time we eat, we have palapa on our side. It's a side dish that cannot be, it's indispensable. You cannot go without palapa. All of our food, when you cook fish, when you cook meat, when you cook vegetables, we cook it with the palapa. It's a onion, kind of onion, and you grind it together with ginger and also we call siling labuyo or the small chili peppers, a very very hot chili pepper, and then we add some little bit of salt. So it's a side dish what it will really make your you know um, have a very unique taste, and to also make you more food palatable. So the Maranao is very renowned for this very famous dish, palapa. Uh, we also catch up with friends and bond outside our house during after, of course, when we already break our fast. We do that. But during the day, what we do is we conduct our usual activity, but we start late already at 9 o'clock because, of course, you wake up at 3 o'clock to prepare the food, and then you eat the food up until 5 o'clock in the morning or 4:30, whichever may be the case for the imsak. So we also have our famous dish, the fruit salad. This is usually for breaking the fast. So almost every household has this fruit salad. This is actually Western delicacy. So you can see the, we adopted some of our Western delicacy. It's in the form of the fruit salad also, and we have that in the Bangsamoro as well as another innovation. No? And then we also ask forgiveness, repentance to anybody that we might have hurt during the before the Ramadan and during the Ramadan, of course. And we also refrain from, hurting people through our words, deeds, or even our thoughts. It has to be purified. We forgive people who might have caused us pain. It's also a good way to start our fasting without hatred to anyone in the world. Because it is a time for purification. Some said that if you die during the Ramadan and you're in a state of purification, you go and then your sins are forgiven. You go straight to heaven because it's really one of the most blessed month for all of us in the Muslim world. Ramadan is quite different from our usual day-to-day food that we prepare. We also have korma for breaking the fast. This is from Saudi Arabia naman, no? So the other one was from the west, and this is from the food from the east. So we started there with our usual palapa, which is from the Bangsamoro. Then we have the western food, which is the fruit salad for breaking the fast. But this one, the food that we eat, the dates korma, is really the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We have a glass of water which is not cold, and we eat 1 to 3, pieces of dates, and then we say our breaking of the fast dua. So we have the intention. We say the intention that we break the fast and we fasted for the day solely for the pleasure of Allah. So we eat this, and then we also drink the water. So, of course, if you have questions later, you can ask me. So it's very, very unique from our usual day-to-day food. It's very more festive. Usually, we have more food during the Ramadan after the breaking of the fast. We want to cook more delicious foods whenever one household can afford to do so. It's just sad that it's a pandemic, so I think a lot of us are affected economically. So maybe this type of festivity are quite, you know, not that as festive as before. It has been instilled in our mind that the holy month should be observed differently and in a very, very festive and beautiful manner compared to our normal days and months. Sometimes you also have a famous peanut butter in Bangsamoro, in Bangsamoro in Ranao. We have peanut butter in sandwich, peanut butter, and of course a loaf of bread. It has always been a favorite spread for us in Lanao del Sur during Ramadan. For others also, Ramadan is a month where they can prepare their roti. They serve it with fruit salad, palapa, tapioca, and other healthy dishes. This is a time they can maximize their efforts also to serve the best that they can cook to their relatives or their siblings or their loved ones and their friends with the intention, of course, to gain rewards thereafter. Because, when we do this, serving our best, to others, we get triple or even sometimes 10 times the reward, tenfold during Ramadan. Okay, so our prophet said when one of you is fasting, he should break his fast with the dates, as I mentioned before. And why korma? Because the korma is really energy boosting after a whole day of not eating, not drinking. When you eat that, it provides you with so much energy. It's high caloric content, the korma from Saudi Arabia, but it is quite the most healthy. They say it's one of the superfood, the dates, no? So that's why we have that in our household as well. When you are fasting, you should break it with fast, according to the Prophet in one of his sunnah. Sunnah are the sayings of the Prophet, which we, as Muslim, we have to follow. He wherever he can get any. the dates now. So we get our supply regularly from our relatives abroad. So you break it with water. Water is really for us to hydrate ourselves and also to purify ourselves. Ramadan is really not political in character. It's more spiritual. So when we consider the policy that has been implemented during the light of pandemic, they have this policy has effects on the methods of celebrating our fasting. During this pandemic, it's all about the family, of course, Ramadan. But before the pandemic, it's common to see many families together enjoying iftar, which is the breaking of the fast, the ritual communal breaking of the fast. However, due to the prohibition on mass gatherings, this has affected our usual traditional rituals. Number one of which is the ritual praying of Taraweeh. Taraweeh is the night prayer, sunnat. So we have a Taraweeh usually spent at home for women and for young children, and for men, it's spent in the masjid. So it's the mosque. So this is affected tremendously because we are prohibited from mass gatherings. So only few people are allowed to go in the mosque this time. So sometimes even females before the pandemic are also spending time in the mosque. But today it's quite difficult to do so. That's number one. Also, due to the increased number of COVID-19 in the provincial government of Lanao, which is under a general community quarantine classification until April 30, there are certain rules that restricts us and affects our Ramadan preparation and observation. Just now, I was told that going to the market is quite difficult. Access to Iligan City, where we usually do our marketing, is quite hard nowadays because of the community quarantine. So that also affects the supply of the food, the preparation, and as I said, the festivities that are spent in Ramadan because of these restrictions. So you also have a no movement Sunday effective on April 18, meaning every Sunday nobody's allowed to go out. So you're just going to stay at home. That's today, no? And then, but I think they're going to suspend this for Ramadan, I hope. So they're going to issue a policy on this. And then we have also some curfews, 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then we need medical certifications also to travel because you cannot just go out from border to border without having medical certificates from a local doctor or a government doctor. So it's required in all entries in every border in the province of Lanao do Sur as well outside the province. In Lanao do Sur alone, there are around 2 million population of Maranaos. Or yes, and then social gatherings also during this pandemic are very limited. They only allow social gatherings at 30% seating capacity of the venue. Also, our mosques are strictly implementing a 2 meters physical distancing in between the faithfuls. No? We also need to wear our face mask when going out of the house, and public transportations are also severely affected with 50% capacity. So these are some of the pandemic restrictions and also the way it's affected the observation of Ramadan, especially this uh, spread, the second variant. People had so many programs canceled, so many of our iftar seminars, programs which are usually spent during Ramadan. Also, iftar programs, meaning projects for giving food for the most vulnerable sector, like our senior citizens, those who are in the IDPs or the internally displaced people of Marawi. We go to them and we distribute the rice, also some grocery items. These are also affected because we really need to observe our protocols during this pandemic. Everything is changed and restricted this pandemic. But hopefully the spirit is still there, and we still maintain that high spirit inside our home together with the comfort of our family. Therefore, for us, our observation and preparation during this Ramadan are tremendously affected. So that's the sad part of it. Our Tarawih prayer, every Aisha prayer will also be affected by the curfew. Despite of all of this, of course, we're very in high hopes that we still manage to do some Ramadan preparation like this one via Zoom, and also video conferences, and also we also have limited, of course, programs where we can observe the COVID-19 protocols. But we really need to be safe as possible during this Ramadan. So uh, we hope that inshallah Allah will cure and heal our nation, not only in Mindanao but also the rest of the world, and all of our hardship will come to pass. And in addition to that, we also want to have a very positive mindset during this Ramadan, because for us it is a symbol of hope every time that Ramadan has come to come in the each household. It's a test of faith for us, a test of unity, a test of forgiveness and patience, and steadfastness for all our good efforts. So for all of us Muslims who are spending our Ramadan during this pandemic, I really pray for you that our Almighty Creator will grant all our prayers and also accept the good deeds that we are going to do, not only during the month of Ramadan, but thereafter. So happy Ramadan to all. And I hope I can answer some of the questions that our listeners, our audience have today. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shukran. Thank you very much. Thank you for this enlightenment, and maybe the host who's going to ask the questions.
All right. Let's see. I'm scrolling through Zoom as well as the Facebook feed to see if anyone's put questions. So far, I'm seeing a lot of love for our guest speaker tonight, which I really love to see. A lot of positive comments, a lot of heart emojis. It's really cute. Let's see here. Oh, so we do actually, someone just messaged me a question. So how can non-Muslim folks support the community during this year's Ramadan? What are some ways that we can be supportive and mindful as well?
Of course, for us Muslim, we also expect our non-Muslim friends to be very supportive of our observation of Ramadan. Number one, when we are in the workplace with other non-Muslims, we show solidarity. We expect solidarity when they drink or eat and not in front of us, because of course that also is a challenge for us when we see some of our colleagues who are not properly oriented about the fasting that Muslims observe, no food, no water, and some of our colleagues at the workplace uh, eats in front of us. No, I hope that that's one that they can be more sensitive to our uh, cultural and spiritual practices. And another would be to show solidarity and support by probably sending some message like cards, greeting cards. That's another. And then also they can also send some what do you call this as help to our vulnerable sector, especially those who are really less in life, by sending some food over or some gift packs to them during this Ramadan, because it's very much appreciated. No, any little gesture of goodwill is appreciated during Ramadan, because, as I said, this is a very special day and this is a very special month for all of us. And any gesture that we receive from anyone is quite memorable for any member of the Muslim world.
For the next question, before the next question, I just want to acknowledge the presence of Amalia Soriani, Angie Cruz, Rafik, DC Buenas, Glenn, and Laarni Rahman. And most of all, the classmate of MP Maisara, Latif, Samira Guru Rasuman. I have seen that you have some questions to ask, classmate. Would you kindly say it, Sam? Doc Sam? Osis.
Oops. Assalamualaikum. I'm here. I don't have my what you call this, my headpiece. I'm at home. I'm cooking. It's dinner time. Assalamualaikum everyone. Mai, I love you.
Love you too,
Love you
Doc.
too, Doc.
We'll see each other. Was planning to go home, but I couldn't because of this quarantine.
So in response to Dr. Samira's question, my good friend Samira, we go a long way back, no? When I was still 17 years old, Samira and I are a member. We're both member of a group in Quiapo. So we are very active in our religious seminars and also outreach activities. No, as young as 17 years old, and she was still studying med school. I look up to her as one of our mentors. That's the reason why I'm also here today, because she opened my eyes to the possibilities of how to be of help to our Bangsamoro people who at that time I was not really into uh, you know active support from the youth, but because of her, I saw her dedication at that time when we were still young. I determined that one of the I will also be one of the contributors to the peace and development of the Bangsamoro people. That's why I'm here today as member of the parliament. Thank you, Sam, for your inspiration to me. So in the answer to the question, of course, there's so many issue about food security nowadays because of the pandemic, especially in Lanao del Sur, because we do our most of our shopping outside Lanao del Sur in a different province is Lanao del Norte. So what we need to do right now is to assess how we can build our food security from bottom, from ground up, meaning from encouraging our people to do a sustainable way of living, like farming, goat raising, cattle raising, vegetable farms, so that we will no longer be dependent on the outside provinces. Because when they lock down their province, how can we survive without buying from them? So that's a really huge issue right now in Lanao del Sur, the food security. So that's one. Maybe our non-Muslim counterparts who are very adept at food security can help us. And I also received some from support from non-Muslims, like Kids Who Farm, and also some NGOs, yeah, from Manila and from Batangas and from Luzon, how they can reach us and teach us the sustainable vegetable farming as well as cattle raising, goat raising in the Bangsamoro. So this is really a huge issue for us in Lanao del Sur as well as in other parts of the Bangsamoro region. We are made up of 5 provinces. So we have Lanao del Sur, we have Tawi-Tawi, we have Sulu, one of the oldest seat of the Sultanate in Bangsamoro. It's 650 years old Sultanate. We also have the Maguindanao. That's the second oldest with I think they are celebrating their 500 years, also more than 500 years. And we have the uh, Yakan from Basilan. And then we have Cotabato City, Marawi City, and Lamitan City. So all of these almost 4 million or up to 5 million people needs to have adequate food security. So I think that's a very good issue that you raised this Ramadan, because Ramadan is also all about food, and aside from reflection, spirituality is about, because we celebrate our iftar together, and have a kind of a festive mood after iftar, and it revolves also about food.
I think I'll ask the question. When we're talking about food security and Mindanao, particularly Maguindanao district, has been known before as the rice bowl of the Philippines. And I don't know, I just turned my back a little bit, left the Philippines, and now we're facing that kind of poverty. So, is there any land reform program that that I mean, land is always the answer for food security because that's where the people plant, and hopefully BARMM will be able to. Um, I'm not really expert right now what is going on, but I,
Yes.
as far as I
It
know, grow up planting rice and running after, climbing trees for free. Never had a grocery or a mall before.
Yes, that's true during the, I think that's true during the 1950s all the way to 1970s. However, in the early 1980s, when the oil boom, uh, the petrodollars came in, all people wanted to go was to go out and become engineers. They wanted to become doctors, nurses, and they wanted to be an OFW because it's a white collar job. So nobody wanted to be a farmer. Only few people remain to be farmers. So that's the problem right now because a huge portion of the pandemics, to fight pandemic, you need to have a a very healthy body, and to do that, you have to have nutritious food, vegetables, no organic at that. So there are only few farmers now, and sadly, the farming community is dwindling. The farmers are getting old. The average age of farmers now are 60, 35, 35 to 65 years old. And some of our youths are really not inclined to do farming. So as long as that's the situation right now, we cannot reverse the past. But however, the Bangsamoro now, with the Ministry of Fisheries, Agriculture, and Agrarian Reform, they have so many programs now to put the farming in the map again in the equation. So I'm happy to see that they have so many programs to support our local farmers. And in fact, one of the outstanding woman advocate that I we our office awarded was a farmer. She was a farmer, and her group were women farmers in Ramain. And when you go to Ramain right now in the Saan Ramain, you can see their group, and they're flourishing, the women farmers. They have organic vegetable, they have organic rice. Now they are supported by the government, and the government, before, she said to me, before there was no support at all before the Bangsamoro, but now she said during the Bangsamoro this time, she's very surprised that the at her doorstep all the seeds, for rice crops, and also fertilizers are being brought to their cooperative, women cooperative. So I can see that there is really positive changes now in food security. And when that happens, when more folks are engaged into farming, not and privilege farming as a privilege, it's a noble profession, then probably we can see that indeed Mindanao will be the fruit and vegetable basket of the whole Philippines, and not only Philippines, but the whole world. Because Mindanao's land is so fertile that just drop a piece of seed there and it's gonna grow. So that's a huge potential that we need to really tap into and support, not tap into, but really support adequately. So the Bangsamoro now needs to look into and also support, small time family farmers, small farmers, individual farmers in the Bangsamoro. So that's one of our advocacy also as well.
Okay, we also have one more question in the Zoom chat. So this person's asking, Other than the Marinao dishes for iftar, are there any other customs or traditions specific to Filipino Muslims during Ramadan?
So we also have the paigu. So paigu means a day before, no, when it's announced already that it's Ramadan. Well, we have a bath, individual bathing, no. So each member of the family has to take a bath, no. All of us has to spend that, and with the intention that this month is going to be a special one, we have to purify ourselves. So we take a bath, no. All of the members of the family. When it is announced. So it's we call that paigo. And then we also have our, aside from iftar, the regular community and communal gathering. Now it's family now, so we suspend it with the family. We also have the Taraweeh, as I said a while ago, where you pray at after breaking your fast and eating your dinner. You go to the mosque and pray there for sunat. And we also, so that's the Taraweeh, the Iftar, the Taraweeh. And then we also have, when it's already Eid al-Fitr, we have a huge, no, we own in Islamic world, we only have two major celebration. We call it the Eid al-Adha and Eid al-Fitr. So we spend it, this Eid al-Fitr is the hugest celebration. We spend it with, it's the greater Eid, the greatest, lesser Eid. The greater Eid is the Adha. It's Hajj, after the Hajj, no. But this lesser Eid, we call it Eid al-Fitr. We also have a very huge festival after the Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan. So those are some of the, aside from the iftar, those are some of the religious activities that we have. And also, of course, I said we have to decorate our houses, and also we need to have behavioral changes. A month, we have to reflect on our behavior. So we need to change our mindset. That's the important lesson of Ramadan, from a very negative, toxic mindset to a very peaceful, calm, and purified mindset. And I hope that this also brings greater understanding between people, because when you are a Muslim, you should not keep, biases, prejudices against anyone, because we always say that it is the best judge is our creator. He is the one who can judge us, so you should not be prejudging your fellow human. So that's one of the lessons also that we have to keep in mind during Ramadan, so that our heart will be purified.
Shukran. There's a comment here from Amalia. Amalia is Indonesian. You want to say it, Amalia? Amalia.
Hi. Yeah, when you said before, like the preparation before Ramadan, it's the same in Indonesia. So we have that everybody, it's kind of like clean themselves. So they do bathing in the closest river.
So, yeah, the Nusantara Islamic practices. And Tita Anggi, do you want to say something?
That's okay. I wait just a minute. Just a minute.
We also have the famous Lake Lanao, the Ranao. This is the second largest lake in the entire country. So we also go there for Paigo, especially in the household that does not have adequate water supply. So we also do that in the nearest water source. Our biggest water source is Ranao Lake. It's one of the most famous lake because it supplies 2/3 of the hydroelectric or the electric or energy needs of Mindanao. Imagine 2/3 is supplied by our own lake, and that lake is also our source of life. So we also go there for our bathing or our religious ritual of taking a bath before Ramadan.
And do you want to talk about a short explanation what is like we purposely ask forgiveness?
Yes, that's also one of the most important concept of Ramadan, which is we have to ask forgiveness from anyone that we have offended or hurt, or to our mind we committed mistake, and we need to intentionally do this during Ramadan, reaching out to those people and mending, healing relationships that are broken. So we need to consciously, deliberately, and purposely do this. And because the essence of this is that we need to shed our arrogance. No, we need to shed away our ego. So in Islam, if you have that, Allah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala does not accept the the deeds of anyone who has an ounce of hatred or what do you call this, arrogance against his fellow human beings. So for us, this concept of asking forgiveness humbles us. It also grounds us. It also is a hallmark of a heart that is reflective and bows before the obedience of his creator. So if you do not ask forgiveness and you do not do this ritual, spiritual mind setting of asking for forgiveness from anyone you may have offended, then I don't think your Ramadan would be complete.
Shukran. Shukran. Before we before we forget, we have to have a photo. Can everyone be on screen? You don't have to wear lipstick. And everyone open the camera, so it'll be part of the beautiful souvenir for the pre-Ramadan program. You are in the dark. Bisika buena. Yes. Okay. How about you, Amalia? Are you prepared to be in the photo? I think Samira is praying her Maghrib. At Tita Anggi, you want to join us? Okay, who's taking the photo?
I guess before we go, we'll just have one
We're not going yet.
minute
Let's
for
just have a
announcement.
photo. We'll just have a photo before we go. No, we're not going yet. We still have some announcement.
Yeah, we'll have an announcement, then we'll take the photo. So give us 1 sec.
Okay, ready.
So before we get to the picture, I'll quickly share some of the links. We have few resources, one for supporting the typhoon relief, and then another one is for signing up for our Love for Marawi campaign. And then there is also a Twitter account for Save Lumot schools, or the indigenous schools, so that they can continue to get, education. And then we also have a QR code for our Linktree, and just more information about our weekend dances, weekly dance classes, sorry. And that's from Saturdays at 12 p.m. and also Sundays at 6 p.m. And then lastly, if you want to communicate and touch base with MP Maisara, the speaker of tonight, here is also the link of her Facebook, so you can connect with her there. And thank you everyone for joining us tonight. So like Poetry said, I guess we'll just take a picture now. Let me just go into gallery so I can do that.
Also, stand by for our next Rinayung. We're coming in every 2 weeks. Our next speakers will be, the next is the poetry of the Quran, and then we'll be bringing up Samira Gutuk for the Love for Marawi, anniversary of the Marawi Seeds. And then we'll be bringing up soon, after Ramadan, several visual artists and artists from the Bangsamoro. Thank you.
All right. So let me just see. I think for the most part, everyone's camera is on. So I guess when I say 3, that's when I will screenshot
You
slash
put
take a
everyone in
picture.
gallery, Vivian? Gallery?
Hmm?
Are we in gallery?
Yeah, everyone in gallery or if Patty, if you could the share screen. Okay. Yeah, everyone is in gallery now that
Sam,
wants to
okay,
be here
photo na tayo.
in the picture.
Amalia. Okay, is it over?
Not yet.
Oh no, not yet. It didn't start. Okay, I guess this is all that wants to be in. So 1, 2, oh wait. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Very informative, very interesting. Let me know when your Ishtar is happening. I'd like to join you there, okay?
We will invite you again and again, Tita Angie, because
Okay.
there's full information here.
Thank
And,
you. Thank you. Good night. I have to go to another Zoom. I'm late already. It's 8 o'clock. It starts at
Dr.
8, I tell you.
An
Crazy.
organization, spirituality at work. Thank you.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
And so those who want to stay a bit, we can stay. And Miss Laarni Rahman, Shukran. Are you in Cotabato too?
I'm at Iligan City right now. Thank
You're in
you.
Big City. Alhamdulillah, you join us. Join us always. Give us your contact. We can communicate with you.
Yes, ma'am. Sure po.
You
Thank
can
you
write
very
it in the chart, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. You're Maranauto, right?
Yes, of course.
Of course. I'm from Burukot, Maging.
Wow.
Mine,
Thank
I'm
you
trying
very
to connect
much.
with Rasmia for this food sustainability with the MAFAR.
All right. We'll talk.
Mai, you
Yeah,
can
let's
hear
have a meeting. Let's have a Zoom meeting with you, Doc Samira. And also, Doc Samira, if you will see our in our funder, Doc Samira is our regular funder. She owns the kidney. You see the kidney logo? That is her dialysis center.
my
And,
practice. My practice, Putre.
that is her practice. It's a big dialysis practice center in Florida. What part of Florida again, Doc?
Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie. So, are we still recording?
Yeah, we're still live.
We're still live.
But I can
Thank you very much, everyone. Those who want to stay, we'll put